Hi, boys and girls. This is Miss Valponi here, and we are doing Math 9.6. So in this lesson, we are going to be estimating the length of certain objects. And we are particularly going to be paying attention to things that are 10 centimeters long, which is, my wall is getting in the way, this long, and objects that are 50 centimeters long, which is half of this meter. So this long. Okay, and so if you learn about how long 10 centimeters is, or different objects that are about 10 centimeters, then you will be able to look at things and think, I bet that's 10 centimeters. Like, you might look at a phone, and if you know what 10 centimeters is, you might think, well, that might be bigger. That might be bigger than 10 centimeters, or maybe not. Or you might look at something like this. I have a few things on my desk. Does that look like 10 centimeters or maybe less? Yeah, so you can sort of estimate. An estimate means a very good guess based on some kind of knowledge that you have about what centimeters are. So we're going to be estimating. So first of all, let's start out by watching a video with Jessie Bear.
How do you estimate the lengths of objects in meters?
Hi there! Our park is a popular place for picnics, so we have a lot of picnic tables. This morning, someone was asking the park ranger about the length of this picnic table. He wanted to know if the table would be long enough to fit all of his friends. I think we can estimate the length of the table. We could use centimeters, but the table is pretty long, so measuring in centimeters might not be the best idea. Maybe we could estimate the length of the table in meters. Come on, let's learn more.
Let's estimate objects that are 10 centimeters long and 40 centimeters long. This line segment is 10 centimeters long. This line segment is 40 centimeters long. Here are some objects of different lengths. Which object is about 10 centimeters? The crayon looks to be about 10 centimeters long. Let's check. The crayon is about 10 centimeters. Which object is about 40 centimeters? The string looks to be about 40 centimeters long. Let's check. The string is about 40 centimeters. A 1-meter measuring stick is about 100 centimeters long. Estimate how many meter sticks are needed to measure the desk. About how many meter sticks will measure the length of the desk? Think about how many meter sticks can be placed end to end under the desk. That's right. It would take about 2 meter sticks placed end to end to measure the length of the desk. Now let's practice with the personal math trainer. Now try your homework on.
Thanks for helping me estimate the length of the picnic table in meters. See you soon!
Okay, so here we are with our paper. Hopefully you have your lesson 9.6 in front of you. And if you don't, you can just follow along. So today we are estimating lengths in meters. So our essential question is, how do you estimate the lengths of objects in meters? So first of all, you have to know about how long a meter is. And so this is a meter right here. 100 centimeters makes a meter. So now you get to do the fun part. You get to go around your house and find some things that you think are about 10 centimeters long. So this is about 10 centimeters. It's not very long. Now, for your fingers, you might have to stretch your fingers out to make 10 centimeters on a little hand. But on my hand, this is 10 centimeters, and I've actually gone around my house and I looked for a few things that might be about 10 centimeters long. It doesn't have to be exactly, but I'll show you some things that are 10 centimeters. Now, this is something that you might have around your house. This is just one of the little tubes of toothpaste. And so, see, it fits right in my hand, just like I had it on the 10 centimeters. So see, we can hold that up there, and that's about 10 centimeters. See, from one end to the other, it's almost exactly 10, but it doesn't have to be exactly 10. But I know that something that can fit in my hand about like this will be 10 centimeters. And I also found some other things that were, so I went around, first I found this, and then I took this, since this was 10 centimeters, I took this around to some other things. Now, some of you know that we have a lot of guitars at my house, and I love to play guitar. And so I found a package of guitar strings. Look at that. It equals about 10 inches. And I also found this really cool Bluetooth speaker that equals about 10 inches. See, it's about the same size as the toothpaste. So I have 3 different things that I could draw and label to be 10 centimeters. Now, in the second square, as we move down our paper a little bit, we are going to be finding objects that are about 50 centimeters. Now, if you remember, a meter stick is 100 centimeters. And so where would 50 be? Would that be at the end, the beginning, or in the middle? Yes, 50 is in the middle. So here's 50 centimeters. So we want to find something that is about this long. So that's pretty long. I went around my house and I had a little bit of trouble finding things that were exactly 50 centimeters long, but maybe like a computer screen. I have a big computer right here. Oh, it's right behind me. You can't see my big computer, but it's about 50 centimeters wide. But with springtime and warm weather coming up, I have a few of these around my house, and you know what these are, right? Fly swatters. So I thought, well, maybe this is about 50. So it's a little bit longer than 50, but it's pretty close. And that's all we're worried about, is we just want to find something that is about 50 centimeters so that we know if a fly swatter is 50 centimeters and I see something that looks like it's about the same length as a fly swatter, I'm going to say it is about 50 centimeters. Not 10, not 100, but about 50. What else did I find that was about 50? My computer screen. Oh, and also, if you want to come over to my house and play with some Legos, I found this Lego box of Legos, and it is about the same length as my fly swatter, see? So it's about 50 centimeters. So I just started looking around, computer, fly swatter, box of Legos, pretty close to 50 centimeters. So it's kind of fun to estimate, because estimate means a really good guess based on what you know. And if you know about how long 10 centimeters is and about how long 50 centimeters is, then you can look at objects and kind of guess or estimate how long they are. So whatever you find, go ahead and draw it and label it. So for 10 centimeters, now my drawings on the computer are always kind of funny. So I'm sorry that they're a little funny, but I'm going to try to draw the toothpaste. So I'm going to draw a little tube of toothpaste here. Hopefully you're all brushing your teeth and keeping your teeth nice and clean while you're off and not at school. Well, it said Crest, but down here I'm going to write toothpaste. Toothpaste, 10 centimeters. cm is short for centimeters. And then let's see, down at the bottom, I think I will draw the fly swatter, because the fly swatter was the first thing that I found that was 50 centimeters long. Okay, so here's the part that swats the fly, and along with the handle. Okay, so the fly swatter, and we want to follow directions because it does say draw and label it. So now if you can find something else around your house that's different than what I have, then that's okay too. That's great. 50 centimeters. So we can probably find a lot, and it's fun just to go around the house and search. Okay. So next page. Oh, also we might want to do math talk. Describe how the lengths of the two real objects compare. Well, we want to say shorter and longer. So what was shorter and what was longer? Yep, 10 centimeters is shorter than 50. The toothpaste is shorter than the fly swatter by a long shot. I bet some of you can figure out the difference, can't you? By using subtraction. 50 minus 10, 40. 40 centimeters difference. Okay, now moving on to the next page. We are going to continue to estimate. Estimate about how many meter sticks will match the width of the door. Now, there's a new word for us. I want us to pay attention to width. Width means wide, how wide something is. And length means how long something is. Length usually means the longer part. So the width, you can see this little line right here. This is the width of the door. So a meter, a one meter measuring stick is about 100 centimeters long. And we know that. We've been talking about that. We learned that in yesterday's lesson. So the width of the door is probably about 1 meter, or more or less, but about 1 meter. And of course, if we were measuring the length of the door, we already did that, and that would be about 2 or 3. Okay, so we're going to do a little share and show right here. Find the real objects and estimate its length in meters. So we don't even need to go take our meter stick over to a bookshelf. We can just look at a bookshelf. You can look at a bookshelf in your house. If you don't have a bookshelf, look at a cupboard, or any kind of shelf in your home, and estimate how wide it is. Is it super, super, super wide? It goes on forever. It might be 4 meters, who knows? But this bookshelf is not very big. It might be 1 or 2. So we could just put 1 or 2. I'll go ahead and say 2, just because I'm thinking that maybe all those books might be 1 meter. There might be a lot of books. And then baskets and things might take up another. Depends. In the real world, things might be a little bit longer or shorter than they are on our paper. Okay, and a bulletin board. If you have a bulletin board at home, it might be 1 or 2 meters. So it's probably not 3 meters, but it could be. So, so we'll just say this bulletin board, 1 meter is pretty wide. So if it was a classroom bulletin board, it might be 2, but we'll just say 1. But if you find one around your house that's different, then make sure you write that. Okay, moving on to the next page. This is on your own. Now, some of these things are objects that we talked about in yesterday's lesson. So the first thing is the teacher's desk or any desk. If you don't have a desk, maybe you could measure or estimate a couch and just write couch up here instead of desk and just estimate. You don't have to know exactly, just what you think. And a wall, all the way across a wall, a window, and a chalkboard or a TV. Might be a TV if you don't have a chalkboard at home. Could be the garage door, something big. And just kind of guess how many meters it might be. Now, if you can spread your arms really far apart and make a meter, like if your arms, that might be a meter, you can kind of help yourself estimate how long some of those things might be in meters. So not centimeters, but meters. Okay, so I hope you have fun with that. And we're going to be moving on to math on the spot. So here's our Think Smarter problem. In meters, estimate the difference from your teacher's desk to the door of your classroom. Well, if you're not in your classroom, maybe you can remember and think about that. Or if you have somewhere in your house, maybe you can estimate how far it is from the living room to the kitchen, or from the kitchen to the bathroom, or from the driveway to your front door in meters. Remember, meters are the long, 100 centimeters. How many meters? So let's pause for a second and we'll see what how the puppets do their estimating.
Hi, Jeannie. What are you up to? You are covered with tape.
Yeah, hi. Well, I was just fixing my math book. Then I started looking at one of the math puzzles. Now I'm stuck.
Oh, don't worry, Jeannie. We can figure it out together.
Oh, great.
Suppose we are in your classroom, and we want to estimate the distance from your teacher's desk to the classroom door in meters.
Wow.
Now remember that distance is a measurement of a straight path from one place to another. So we're going to measure from the edge of her desk or his desk to the door, okay? So just right to the edge of the door. Now, let's think about how we're going to do this. We want our answer to be in meters.
Yes.
So let's use a meter stick.
Brilliant.
Okay. Now, the question is, we know a meter stick is 1 meter long. So how many meter sticks will we be able to fit end to end between the desk and the door?
Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, let's take a look at one of them. 1 meter stick. Here it is. Okay, so is that enough? Is 1 meter stick a good approximation of the distance, a good estimate of the distance between the desk and the door?
I don't think so.
Right. 1 is really not enough. Let's bring on another and we'll see if that's a closer estimate. What do you think? It is.
Well, that looks better.
It looks better, but maybe we can bring on a 3rd meter stick. Let's take a look.
Let's try it.
Okay, now that's even closer, isn't it? Okay, so look, there's just a small distance between the edge of the 3rd meter stick and the door. So it looks like we've got a pretty good estimate here.
Yeah, we're really close.
Yes, about 3 meter sticks is a good estimate. Now, each meter stick is 1 meter long. So how many meters is this altogether?
There's 3 meters.
3 meters, yes. So here we go. The distance between the desk and the door is about 3 meters.
Oh, thank you, Professor Rita. That
welcome.
was super interesting.
Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, but you know, I'm still stuck.
You're still stuck? What part of the puzzle are you still stuck with?
Oh, well, I'm not stuck on the math puzzle. I'm stuck on my math book. Yeah.
Oh.
You see, like I said, I was fixing my math book with sticky tape. Now I'm stuck.
Okay, well, let me help you with that.
Yeah.
Have a great math day, everyone.
Be careful with your tape.
Yes.
Okay, well, they were sure entertaining. So I sure wish we were in the classroom so that we could actually measure the distance from the teacher's desk to the door in your classroom. Well, since we're not in there, we just have to try to think of some other distance that we can measure. But we did estimate that, well, at least in the estimate that Jeannie and Professor Rena made was 3. So about 3 centimeters. And then we want to be able to write. We always want to be able to explain things. That's why we write in math, because I know that sometimes we know things in our mind, but we need to be able to speak and we need to be able to express in writing how we got the answer. So if you're trying to estimate a difference, what's the first thing you do? You look. So we want to type, I looked at the distance. So because you want to look at the distance and try to figure it out, and then you think about how many meters that might be. So I looked at the distance and thought about how many meter sticks. See, if you think about the meter sticks, and when you're looking at something and you think, how many meter sticks do I think I could line up there? That really, really helps. So thinking about how many meter sticks I might be able to lay down, to lay end to end. And of course, that's how we get our answer, is laying them end to end to fill the distance. So I looked at the distance and thought about how many meter sticks I might be able to lay end to end to fill the distance. So if you leave gaps in between the meter sticks, you will not get the right measurement. So you want to make sure that you can lay the meter sticks end to end to figure out how long something is. Okay. So if you need to pause the video so you can write, go ahead and pause the video. And then we'll move on. Okay, so for number 8, we are going to estimate the length of an adult's bicycle. and fill in the bubble next to all the sentences that are true. Now, when it gives you a little picture like this, that may look so tiny to you on your paper. It may only look this big. So it may only look like it's 5 centimeters or 6 or 7. But a real bicycle is not the size of the bicycle on our paper. A real bicycle, you've got to be able to fit an adult on, and the adult has to be able to pedal and ride. And I just went on a bike ride today around town, and it sure was nice riding our bikes in the springtime. So I hope everyone has at least seen a bicycle, and hopefully you've ridden your bicycle. So let's estimate the length of an adult's bicycle. So we're going to fill in the bubbles next to the answers that are correct. The bicycle is about 2 meters long. So remember how long a meter stick is? Do you think that maybe would be 1 meter stick and 2 meter sticks? About 2 meter sticks long, 2 of these? Probably close, pretty close. So if you said yes, then I think you're correct. The bicycle is about 200 centimeters long. Well, let's think. How many centimeters in a meter stick? Do you remember? There are 100 centimeters in a meter. So if it's 2 meters, let's count by hundreds. 100, 200. So that is 200 centimeters. So let's go ahead and bubble in the second one. Okay, the bicycle is less than 1 meter long. Okay, so an adult bicycle, I don't think it's less than this. So let's not bubble that in. The bicycle is about 2 centimeters long. Do you remember what a centimeter is? About the width of your finger. So would the bicycle only be 2 of these little, let me hold up my ruler. 2 centimeters long? That would be a teeny tiny bicycle. So no. The bicycle is more than 200 meters long. Okay. Do you know how long 200 of these would be? This is a meter, remember? As long as you know what a meter is and you know what a centimeter is, would a bicycle be 200 of these long? No way. So we only had 2 answers. Okay, well, I hope that you are all very clear about what centimeters are and what meters are. It can be kind of confusing, but think of the centimeters are about the size of little ants. Actually, 1 centimeter is about the size of a fire ant, a kind of a big ant. So the centimeters, when we measure with meters, they're like measuring with ants. And when we measure with a meter, that's more like measuring with a big dog. That's how long a meter is. So I hope you guys have fun measuring. Try to find whatever you can to go out and measure and compare lengths. Measure the same things with different units of measurement. So you might want to measure with centimeters or inches or yards or meters, and find out how they measure differently when you use different units of measurement. And have fun, and we'll see you tomorrow.